Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conquest and this is going to be part 2 of my Vikings invasion campaign where I'm playing as the Irish. And in the last episode I was mostly just kind of talking about the campaign and introducing it and introducing the Irish faction. I didn't really get much done as far as the gameplay actually is concerned, so if you did miss the first episode, you didn't miss much unless you just wanted to hear me kind of talk about, the campaign itself. So it is the year 794. And I am working towards reuniting the actual island of Ireland itself. I did invade Munster. The rebels just retreated back to Connacht. It is an idea that I probably should have invaded Munster with just lesser forces to make sure that I fight the rebels while they're split up, instead of now I will have to fight 6 units of Kerns as they're united. Still should not be a big deal though. I think that if I just build up for another turn or two, I should be able to take it. In addition to that, I also do want to give Munster a little bit of time just to settle down, because if we look here, they are pretty angry, and this is with very low taxes. They're sitting at loyalty of 58%, so there's a pretty good chance of there being a rebellion here. I can just build a watchtower, which I believe will boost that loyalty by 10%, I think, putting this up to 68% loyalty. In addition to that, I don't believe that loyalty is counting this Galloglass unit that I had brought in at the end of the last episode as well. I think that each unit of 60 men might also bump up the loyalty by another 10%, I think. So what that would be, like 78%. And then what else can I do? So I was looking at the titles, right? And ideally, I do really like to give titles only to governors, or, to captains, to unit captains, to be governors, only if they have acumen of 4, so I can make as much money off of these provinces as possible. But in the case of trying to decide whether it's more useful to move quickly or to, build tall and to make as much money off of my economy as possible, in this situation, I think that in my practice run when I was playing this campaign, a while ago that is, I didn't really get really far into that practice campaign, but I think I was moving a little bit too slow. I was moving a little bit too much into the pace of playing like Medieval Total War and less like in my Shogun days when I was moving a bit faster. And I think that this campaign is a little bit better if it's played faster like the Shogun campaign. So I think that with that in mind, it's better to quickly keep places under control and then move on and attack and keep attacking as fast as possible. I think that's probably the better way to play this. I mean, I'm sure that's also a really effective way of playing the original or the actual campaign the medieval campaign in this game, but in the medieval campaign, you can just play tall if you want, and that goes very, very well. In this case, what I was looking at is I saw this governor here that has 2 dread and also 3 acumen, not bad. So I think that he would be a good choice to, I'm sorry, he's not a governor. Right now he's a captain, but he could be a governor if I assign him this title, right? The Royer of Munster, which I assume is a governor in Gaelic, maybe. And I was looking at these titles, and it's a bit of a haul, isn't it? I mean, I feel like these are it's more stuff. They give more bonuses than the titles in general for the actual, original base medieval campaign. This is a bit, isn't it? Like, I thought for one thing, like, Brega, okay, this is my capital, +1 loyalty, +1 acumen, +1 dread, and +1 command. But then, Legen, it's also pretty good. And then Munster as well. You get a bit of stuff here. So this would give another dread to this guy, bringing him up to 3 dread. And that's probably going to do the trick to keep Munster happy. It would be my guess. Probably will also increase the money as well, 3 acumen. He could gain more acumen as he goes along as well. That's the thing, is that he can gain vice or virtues in this case, hopefully, that would make him a better governor. So that's probably the key here. So what am I looking at? 58%, and then just by giving him this, up to 77%. And so that's not also including this watchtower, so that's going to be 87%, and then the Gallo class 97% with this added unit. So there's a very, very small chance that a rebellion happens here in this off turn. So hopefully that does not happen. In the meantime, I can continue to train Galloglasses here in Brega. I am reminding myself that although spearmen would be useful, they cost twice as much upkeep as gallow glasses. 22 for the gallow glasses and then 50 for spearmen. So I will train these when I'm ready to attack the mainland, but like, I don't need spearmen right now, I don't think. Yeah, Kerns right here. What do the Scots have? The Scots have 1 spearman and 1 archer. So yeah, I do not need spearmen to conquer Ireland. In addition to that, I do want to continue with building a border fort here in Lagan and then Brega as well, yeah. Because the original watchtower, this building, in addition to allowing me to spy on neighboring provinces, and it will boost the loyalty by 10%, the border fort will allow me to capture enemy agents that come into my territories, like spies and assassins. And this is also going to allow me, it gives another boost to loyalty. Not as much as the border watchtower, but I think it's like another 5% boost or something like that. So it's always good to get these, and they're really, really nice. The fact that they just build in 1 turn for each building is just really nice. Whereas in Shogun, I think it's like 2 turns per, per like border, it's like the border, what is it called? The border fort and the border watchtower. Yeah, I think they each like take 2 turns in Shogun, I think, but they're really cheap and they're really easy to build in this game. So they're always worth going for. In addition to that, I don't think there's really much else for me to do. I can't even take my agents anywhere. Like I have a princess just kind of hanging out here and I can't do anything with her because she can't go to the mainland until I actually have boats or even a port. I don't even have a port right now. And same with my my bishop. He's just gonna chill out here. He's a poor guy. I have nothing to do with him. And with these titles here, for the title of governorship or royer, I'm just gonna wait until I have someone who does have 4 acumen, because I don't need a governor for these provinces for loyalty purposes. They're still doing okay. I mean, this is only on normal, but normal is still fine, I think. And Brega is on high taxes. So that is okay. That will improve over time. And hopefully over time I can get a governor who is worthy of the title. So I don't think there's really much else for me to do in this turn. I have a prince on the way. Prince Aid is 1 turn away before he becomes of age, and a princess is also on the way as well. And then Prince Don Chad is like, 6 turns before? Yeah, 7 turns before he becomes of age. So it's looking okay, and I'm looking to make 978 florins in this off turn. And I don't have any allies. That's the thing. It would be nice to, if I could, having a port would be nice just so I can go talk to people. Right now I'm kind of stuck. I didn't think that was the case. I guess it is, right? Yeah, duh. I don't have a port, yeah. For some reason I thought when I practiced I could just kind of move my guys all over the place, but nope. I'm just imagining things. Without further ado, let's just drop a save and end this turn. And here's my heir. Prince Aid is of age, as I was saying. And the watchtowers are completed here in Munster. Border forts are completed in Lagan and Brega. And what do we got for Aid? He's irritable, so he's quick to anger and slow to forget a grudge, so +1 dread. It makes it sound like that's a bad thing, but it's actually a plus. But dread is good. Dread makes him a good ruler. Or it at least makes people fall in line, right? And then Killer Instinct. He has a talent for killing, making him quite effective on the battlefield and discomfiting those who stand against him. +2 Valor and +1 Dread, another good one. The Valor makes him a good fighter, and the Dread, again, makes him, the people fall in line. So he's going to be right here, yeah. So 3 stars as well, yeah, he's good. 3 stars, 3 Dread, 2 Piety, enough loyalty so that I can send him on his own, and only 1 acumen, but you know what, that is fine. What does the dad have? 2 acumen? Yeah, it's kind of all in the family line, I suppose. Now, with 2 units of heavy cav, and that's like the really nice thing about having an heir come of age in this game, is that it's not, like obviously it's great to have them, but also just like having another 20-man unit of heavy cav is wonderful, especially considering that I'm going to be going up against 6 units of Kerns. These are all javelin units, and they will do a lot of damage when they're throwing their javelins, but if I can get into melee combat with them and close a distance and just kind of run them down, then hopefully I don't take as much fire from those javelins, and the heavy cav is going to do a good job of allowing me to do that. So Munster looks like it's doing okay, yeah. 113% loyalty. Yeah, it's okay. That's the right path. So let's get that border fort to keep improving that loyalty. And then let's see, did I get a governor, 2 dread, 2 acumen? Okay, so nothing Nothing crazy yet. I'll just keep training people. I'll keep focusing on the gallow glasses because it is a pretty solid unit of infantry for myself. And then what do I want to build here in Brega and Legen now? I think Legen is the one that's famous for its kerns, so I do want to train kerns here. And what do I need for this? So I have to remind myself, the basic farms and the abbey, and the warrior hold. So the warrior hold is, this is just a defensive thing. No, it's not. It's not just a defensive structure. It's also like the first tier, I suppose, that I need before I can start building my other buildings. I think that's what this is. Yeah, so it's only going to take 1 turn for this to be built in 200 florins. So let's get that going so that I can eventually build the building that I need so that I can train kerns here in Legen. And then what do I want here in Brega? Does it give me any bonuses? No, it does not. So I do not want to go for a fort right away. I would build a port first. It would be really tempting. It would be, yeah, that would be really nice. Just so I can get some boats in the water. Not having boats feels very, very limiting right now. And it is restricting me from being able to, you know, send my agents abroad. So that is very, very tempting. Stables would be nice so I could train cavalry, but honestly, I'm looking more at Ulster and Munster for being my troop producing facilities because they both have iron deposits, which is going to allow me to upgrade my weapons in both of these provinces. So I'm not too enthused with like having troops trained here in Brega. Like obviously I can if I, you know, run out of stuff to do, but for the time being, what does the Royal Hall do? I need to remind myself of this. So the Royal Hall is the first step towards an organized administration, allowing the ruler to appoint a right-hand man he can rely on in times of need. The appointee gains the benefit of the administrative staff that proves useful in organizing military matters. So I think that this is going to give a title. This is one of those title buildings like what we have in the main campaign that just kind of gives, you know, bonuses to your generals. So that's good, but something I need to keep in mind is that I do need to get to a point where I can train emissaries. Emissaries is going to be very important so that I can find wives for my sons. That's something that kind of caught me off guard in my practice campaign, was how few princesses there were on the map, and I really needed to be marrying them because I had a son coming of age, or not coming of age, but he was about to become king, and like he wasn't married, and he was like 40, and I was like, oh shit. And it was, for some reason, I was kind of caught off guard by how long it took before I could actually get the emissaries going. So trying to find out the route that I need to take before, so that I can train emissaries is quite important. With that in mind, I did just look up the requirements to get the emissary, and I do need to get a fort. So I will not prioritize that right now. I will do port first. Yeah, port first in Brega, and then I can go from there. So Brega will be like the place where I'll build boats there eventually, and although I know I need a building beyond a port, it's not just the port, it's something else that will allow me to build boats. Yeah, boats, agents, all that good stuff is what Brega is going to be focused on. And then, yeah, Legen, probably kerns, but also, you know, probably boats as well here in Legen. Munster and Ulster will be my troop producing facilities, and I don't know about Connacht yet. Haven't decided what to do with you yet, but yes, that's going to be the plan. Anything else for me to do? Can I raise taxes up a little bit here? Just a touch, bring it up to, yeah, high is fine, and very high. Munster, I'll keep that at very low for now. And I'll just wait at least one more turn before I attack Connacht. Just because I feel like if I do attack, yeah, that's not 47%, that's not what I want to see. So let's bring it back. Looks all good. Let's keep going. It appears I have some disloyal generals, so you now have a significant number of generals who have no loyalty to you. If they revolt, it will start a civil war. You should take steps to improve their loyalty or remove them from positions of power. So I believe that's just going to be one of the gallow glasses in Brega, probably. Looks like the Mercians are the richest. Good for them. Porta Fort's finished here in Munster, and then Warrior Hold is finished here in Legen. So what do we got? Yeah, 2 loyalty on you, and then 4 loyalty on you. So if I just combine them, who's the general? Yeah, the 4 loyalty guy. Perfect. Ooh, yes, and we also have someone who has 4 acumen now. Awesome. That's what I like to see. So who's going to be, who wants that? A 478. This is making 446. Legen is going to be probably making more money in the long run because it does have linen as a trade resource. So I probably want this man, Keitel the Grey, to be the Royer of Legen. That's my thinking. So 446. This is going to boost his dread, command, and loyalty. Now we're looking at 540. Yeah, not bad. I feel like that, did that drop the loyalty of the province? Wasn't really paying attention. Wasn't really paying attention to that, but that it's still okay. 112 is okay, I think. Maybe. Yeah, oh, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. And I'll keep an eye on looking for more governors so that I can assign a governor to Braga as well. Let's keep training up yellow glasses there. And Munster, are you ready for Warrior Hold? I think you are. Ooh, Silver Mine would be good too to get some money. That would be good. I think it's a tough call actually. I don't want, so the building that allows me to train peasants, is it the muster field? Yeah. So I did realize that it's a pretty silly building, right? It's literally just for peasants. It doesn't it's not a prerequisite for any other building in the building chain. It just allows me to build peasants. You might think, well, that's pretty silly. It's pretty useless. Well, it's not. You do want peasants to garrison your provinces, each and every one. In Medieval Total War and in the Viking Invasion expansion, there actually is, you actually do want a unit garrisoning every single province on the map. Because you can get these minor rebellions just from not having that one unit garrison. And in fact, it will specifically say that you didn't have at least 100 men in that province. And, you know, guess what? Those peasant units are at least 100 men. In Shogun, that wasn't the case. You didn't have to leave a unit of Ashigaru in every single province that you conquered because as long as you had shinobi, you were fine. Whereas in this game, I don't think that's the case. I think that there's a specific rebellion tied to just specifically not having a garrison at all. So you do want that. That is something that's going to be important. And I don't want Braga to obviously be focusing on training peasants because it has more capabilities. Even from the beginning of the campaign, it can train all these things, right? So I don't want it to be training peasants. So building that muster field somewhere else so that I can train peasants at other locations is going to be very important, I would say. However, I don't want that to be Munster or Ulster or Legen because of the reasons that I've stated before. I want these to be soldier-producing provinces, because of the iron. Legen, because of its +1 valor to Kerns. I want to be focusing on Kerns, maybe boats, maybe, agents. So Connacht can be my peasant-producing province, at least in the beginning, right? So that's something that I can focus on, and once I get there, then I can just start pumping out peasants, and maybe at that point, it's going to be easier for me to find someone who's going to be a capable governor for my provinces. In the meantime, I think, I suppose I should just get a warrior hold. It's really tempting to go for the silver mine to make a bit more money. It is really tempting. Would it still be bad? Yeah, it's still bad. Ugh, God. See, I think the warrior hold does increase the loyalty by a little bit. Not super duper much, but just by a little bit. And what are we looking at for troops at this point? So this is like this is an 8-unit army. I'm going up against a 6-man army here, or a 6-unit army. And I have 3 Kerns, 2 Dartmen. It is really tempting because I could do like that, and then potentially Who's the disloyal one? Bring the disloyal one with my general. Or with my king, I should say. Then bring him over. Still not good enough, is it? No, it's not. 73% loyalty. I don't know. I don't really feel like risking that. I do not. So let's hang tight. Let's build this warrior hold. I'll need it eventually anyway, even if I do want to prioritize making money off of that silver mine. Let's just kind of see if I can boost this population loyalty so that I can attack Connacht comfortably. And then what do I want here in Laggan now? So let's not do the muster field. No. Let's just stay away from that. Stockade. So this is the second tier of the like defensive structure, I think. So I don't really need that. Or do I? Do I need that so I can train Kerns? Yeah, maybe I do. Jesus. All right. And let's see, Christian Shrine, +1 morale. That'd be cool. But port would be cool. Like, it'd be nice to get some more ports going. Even though I know I'm building that here in Brega. I feel like getting another port would be good. I don't need to rush Kerns here in Laggan. Just because I can train a bunch of stuff here in Brega, I feel like that's fine. Whereas getting that port going here in Laggan so that I can eventually trade my linen seems like a good path to go on. So yeah, let's stick with that. And let's continue on until we can attack Connacht. Right, so here's an idea. How about I go for the Christian Shrine here in Munster, because this will also increase the loyalty of the province. It's really cheap, only costs 50 florins, and also does boost the morale of any troops that are trained here. So this is something that I do want to build, or have built in this province anyway, considering this is going to be a troop-producing facility. I do want something boosting the morale of my soldiers, so let's get that put in there, and yeah, that should be the ticket, right, to getting my people happy in that province. And with that in mind, should I also build Christian shrines like other places as well? Just to kind of keep people happy here in Laggan, and I suppose it's fine for now. Once I get my peasants garrisoning all of these places, it's going to be fine. And can I finally attack Connacht? I mean, man, it's looking kind of rough. What if I bring these 3 units of galley glasses over to Munster? 97%, so it's only going to be a 3% chance of there being a rebellion. I suppose that's okay. I suppose I can deal with it, yeah. Yeah, because I feel like I need to get this, conquering underway here. So, what do we got? Yep. 6 Kerns, 3-star general. Anything fancy about him? Nope. Just 3-star general, 4 acumen. Yeah, no vices or virtues on him. And my general, my king, has the skilled attacker trait. So he does gain a star of command when he's attacking. So he's up to 4 stars. And yeah, this should go okay, I suppose. I mean, 2 units of heavy cav versus skirmishers is a pretty good thing to have. In addition to that, 3 Kerns, 2 Irish Dartmen, and 1 Gallowglass. Probably, I don't know. It would be nice to bring another Gallowglass. But honestly, Gallowglasses don't have good armor and they don't have shields. They just have these big 2-handed swords, and I don't think they're the best unit to be taking fire from skirmishers, but I could be wrong. The Dartmen at least have shields, and they have longer range than Kerns, so that might be okay. And here we go. So we are going to be outnumbering them by about 40 troops, and yes, looks like we got a little view of the terrain that we'll be fighting on, but we'll have a better view once we jump on in there. So let's go for it. I am going to be trying a new thing in this campaign, which is going to be something very, very different for me, which is narrating the recorded battles instead of narrating these battles live as I'm playing them. This is going to be a new thing for me. I've been just playing my battles and just kind of talking as I go for the last, 2.5 years, a little bit longer, I suppose. And this might take a little bit for me to get used to, but it might be kind of fun as well. I'm looking forward to it. It might be able to provide me a little bit more of a cinematic approach to the battles, and it might also allow me more time to explain, what's going on. So, yeah, let me know what you think. And, despite, even if you don't like it, I'm probably still going to do it for the remainder of this campaign, just because I don't like to try things quickly. I like to try things over a long period of time to see how I actually, you know, how my opinion actually is. So for this battle, actually for this terrain, yes, this is an Ulster, and we have one unit of kerns, of enemy kerns, kind of split off from the rest of the army, making for good pickings potentially. And then the rest of the force, their 5 kerns are here stationed on this hill. I start off this battle by getting my my dartmen grouped up together, and then I have my kerns and my gallow glasses grouped up together as well. My dartmen are used initially thinking that I'm going to be screening with my cav, and then my kerns and my gallow glasses will potentially provide an opportunity for me to have like a more harder hitting center, and then my cav will split off on either side. So let's kind of dive into this and see how this goes along here. I decide to fan out to my left to see if I can find more even ground, potentially maybe to go up around into this wooded area, but then I do spot an opportunity because I look over here and my king himself spots this unit. See, when they were like around the forest, I was kind of wary of going after them because cav do not want to be fighting in the forest, but as soon as they left that forest, I thought, okay, yes, he is mine. So I sent both units of heavy cav down to chase down this unit of kerns, and then I'm sending my dartmen to support that, just in case they do want to send some of their infantry to, you know, save their units, their comrades over on this side, while I am slowly moving up my kerns and my gallow glasses to take up a position on this ridge. Now that my heavy cav have caught this unit of kerns, it is pretty much over for them. My king is going to come in and get a nice little flanking charge in on these guys, and they will not be able to last long under the wrath of my generals here. So now the dartmen are coming in, and just in time too, because these kerns look like they do want to support their comrades, and having my cavalry take a fistful of javelins to the face would not be a good thing for me. So I just did decide to get my king away from that, and my dartmen will be able to screen out any potential counterattacks here. The longer range of my dartmen is now proving pretty useful, as we are able to toss our darts into these kerns without receiving any return fire, and they're just kind of standing there getting picked off. This is 2 full units here taking a lot of fire from my darts, and this is really good for them because darts do not have high penetration power like the javelins do, but they don't need it versus the kerns, which also have pretty light armor. So yeah, that's a pretty good trade for my guys. And then I have my king up here who's going full YOLO here. You know, he cleaned up some straggling kerns up here, and now he's going for it. This is going to be the general, you can tell because he has a square flag. It took me way too long to realize that in this game, because in Shogun it's a lot easier to tell, and in this game I just wasn't paying attention. It looks like my general did actually take a couple javelins. Ooh, wow, I didn't notice that in game because I was too busy microing, but yeah, at that point I decided to go full on for a charge. Infantry is going to be coming uphill to chase down these kerns. My cav are going to be sandwiching in on the general here, along with some support from kerns here. And then I have my gallow glasses and my kerns following up here. They are pretty slow because they are moving uphill, but overall the Irish infantry is pretty quick on their feet because of their low armor. So yeah, there's not much to it at this point. Once this general decides that he's had enough, the rest of the army decides there's really not much fight to be had here. This unit of kerns thinks they want to fight my dartmen, but as soon as my other unit of kerns come in for the little rear charge, they're able to convince them otherwise. And over here as well, yep, they're running away. And that's going to do it for the rebel forces holding Munster. Well, I think that went about as well as I could have hoped for. My dartmen did okay here. One of my units got 61 kills, and yeah, Royal Bodyguards did some good work. 43 kills and 26 kills. Kerns did okay, 23 kills on here. Overall, I did kill 155, I captured 146, and I did only lose 45. So I think that's all okay. Now for the question of what do I do with the captured rebels. Well, so I did capture 205 all in all because there was no place for them to run away to. So I captured 205, I also captured 3 nobles. I think this is one of those features or one of those mechanics in this game that wasn't fully fleshed out because there's really not too much to it, I don't think. I think this just has to do with what vices and virtues your generals end up with. So in this case, this is my king itself, right? So it does mean, you know, something, right? If I execute them all, I think he will end up getting a vice and virtue line that will take him down the path of dread. Dread overall, I think, is good, but there is a certain line, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but there's a vice and virtue line where he is so dreadful that the men are kind of like the men that he leads have less morale, I think, is how it goes. So you have to be kind of careful with this one. Like, you can do it for like an extra point of dread or two, but then I think you can go down like a dark path with this. And then the release them all, I believe, will give him happiness virtues, which will make him better at ruling provinces, because happiness is loyalty. I don't know why they call it two different things in this game, but that's what it is. So if you get someone, a governor with plus 40 happiness, that means he's giving that extra happiness to whatever lands he is governing. So for a king, that's all of his provinces. And then execute the ringleaders is a neutral option. Just in case you don't want to go too far, the vice and virtue lines for either of these. I can't remember what negatives could be applied to the release them all option. I really can't. The thing is that this is only for rebels. This decision-making process here is just for rebels, and you don't really have to worry about fighting these people that you've released again, because this is it. This is their province. There's nothing left to them. So I don't think releasing them all makes it like you're not gonna have to fight them again. So yeah, I usually choose that one. Yeah. And anyway, the picks have the most advanced technology. Good for them. All right. And how's Connacht looking? Pretty bad. 69% do very low, and we're up to, oops, oh no. Ooh, oh no. I accidentally, okay, yeah. The button, so I shift is the button that I use to check the population loyalty, and then enter is right above that, and I accidentally hit enter. And I just skipped another turn, which really sucks. That really does suck. Oh man. So that's a turn that I lost on me being able to build something in Connacht and in Brega, or train a unit in Brega. Oh man, that sucks. Anyway, builder for King Don Chad the First. He is going to give plus 10 happiness in all provinces. That's what I was kind of discussing right there. All right. Anyway, all right. Let's just move on. It sucks losing that turn, but whatever. So let's start right off with building. I can't kill. Oh, they already have a border fort here. Oh, cool. Nice. That's why it's already loyal. They already have a border fort. Sweet. So I've talked about this before. I want to make Connacht a place where I can train peasants. So to do that, I need a warrior hold first. Then I can start doing peasants after that. And Munster. Munster is ready to go. Let's see, Christian shrines. So the shrine's done. And do I want to do Silver Mine now? I think so. I think I do want to do Silver Mine. And then I can focus on making this a troop producing facility after that. Yeah, money first. Money first. And then Brega, so the port is finished here in Brega. And now I could build a boat builder, which is going to take 4 turns. That's quite a few turns, but it will allow me to start building my first boats, the Crags, which are, pretty bad, but they at least allow me to do something. And, as we can see, there's already a Viking naval presence right off my shore. And I would like to be able to defend against any potential invasions from the Vikings, because especially I don't have any allies right now. With that in mind, I can finally use my port to go talk to people. So let's see if I can find the Viking king. Let's go over to here to Nordland, and or maybe the Jutland, and we will see if I can hunt him down. And I can send my princess as well. I should have had her in Brega so I could use that port. I guess it doesn't even matter because the port's going to be finished here in Ligen next turn. So yeah, I can just keep her here. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Anything else? So do I have any high acumen? No, I don't have any captains that I want to make governors. So that's why it's going to be important for me to get that muster field going here in Connacht so that I can start training up those peasants. And for Brega, so what's next for Brega? Do I want to go boat builder? I think I do. Boat builder. And then I can go fort next, so I can start going and building up to being able to train emissaries. Yeah, I think that's vital. I really do. Man, I'm so bummed out that I skipped a turn. I haven't done that in a long time. It's been a long time since I've had a little misclick like that where I hit the enter key on accident. Jesus, man. I hate it when that happens. It's so shitty losing a turn in this game. Anyway, whatever. Moving on. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Oh dear. Let's just keep training troops, I suppose. I can start sending soldiers back to have them be retrained. I can't retrain the Royal Knights or the not the Royal Knights, but what are they called in this game? The Royal Bodyguards. Luckily, my King's unit didn't lose any men. But my heir did, so I could retrain him. But not yet. I need to get that building so that I can build those units. In the meantime, though, what I can do is retrain this unit of Irish Dartmen and this unit of Kerns. They can go back to Brega and get refitted. In the meantime, I suppose I can keep... Ooh, yes, can't do that. Man, Munster is still having a rough time. Alright, let's keep you back here. That looks good. That's fine. And let's just do another gallow glass there. And keep moving on. Prince Donchad has finally come of age, so now I have my 2 heirs who are ready to go here. Silver Mine has been finished here in Munster, making a bit more money. And I do have a daughter on the way. Alright. Find the Grey, what a name. Secret perversion for him and Prince Donchad. So they both have a preference for young boys. Maybe it's for each other, who knows. But this is not going to really have anything to do with anything right now, because it's a secret. As long as a vice or a virtue is, well, I guess it would only be a vice. But as long as something is a secret, it doesn't mean anything. Once it becomes known, then there are consequences. So in this case, once a secret perversion becomes a perversion, once it becomes known, that person's going to lose piety. I don't think piety really matters too much in this campaign for the Viking invasion campaign. I could be wrong. But in this case, Prince Donchad, that's his only trait, is secret perversion, so... Man, I'm paranoid about hitting the wrong key now. I'm really looking... I hate when I have to look at the keyboard and making sure that I'm hitting the shift button instead of the enter button. Like, it's just so... Oh, I hate that. Anyway, so Prince Donchad. So, good loyalty. Yeah, that's really the most important thing to me right now, is having sons that I can send off to do my bidding for me and not have to worry about them, you know, taking the army with them and creating a civil war. So in this case, 3 command, 1 dread, 2 acumen. That's totally fine. Totally acceptable. Yeah. And with what I have here, I'm very comfortable with attacking Ulster and taking this off of the Scots, as long as Connacht is going to be okay. And will they be okay? That's going to be the question. Looks like Connacht's going to be okay. And I would be declaring war with the Scots, obviously. Now, this is not that important because once I take Ulster from the Scots, I will get an automatic ceasefire with them, because as long as I do not border their land with my land, and as long as I don't have any boats bordering their land, we can get an automatic ceasefire. So, yes, I do want to wage this war against them. And, ooh, Connacht, no, Connacht. Damn it. I thought I was good, but I guess I'm not. See, it looked green, and I just went for it. So, I mean, it's literally just an archer and a spearman, so I don't have to bring that much. I can leave most of this behind and bring, say, my king and my youngest son and some gallows glasses, a couple skirmishers. That should be fine. Yeah. That'll be plenty. That'll be plenty to get the job done. And Connacht is still, it's in the yellow, which is not ideal. I can bring over, what do I have? I can bring over one of these guys. Bring it up to 98%. Yeah, that 98% should be fine. And I have the muster field that will be finished in Connacht in this turn, so I can start training peasants. Finally. Finally. What do I want to build here? Actually, man, I don't need this guy in Munster anymore, do I? Yeah, no, I do not. So I can bring him back. And for Connacht, or for Munster, what do I want to build here now? A silver mine complex, making even more money. That would be nice. Yeah, I do think I need to focus on money first before I start going full tilt into the whole troop producing thing. Like, obviously that's what I want to do, but money just, you know, money's nice. Money's nice to focus on for now. Sweet, my bishop found a king. So let's see if I can talk to this Viking king and try to get an alliance with him, because yeah, if I can convince the Vikings to not bother me, that would be wonderful. And then I can just kind of focus on conquering the UK itself, or the British Isles, should I say. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. I think taxes are looking like okay-ish. Yeah, I don't really want to bump them up too much until I can start getting peasants in all of my garrisons. With that being said, like, my treasury sitting over 5,000 feels pretty good. The fact that I'm making over 1,200 per turn, just, you know, with my taxes as they are, also feels pretty good. So, you know, all things considered, I'm pretty happy with my economy. And once I get these troop producing facilities going, that's going to feel pretty good as well. In fact, with that being said, this boat builder is going to be done in 2 turns, and then I can start building boats. And then I would like to take Naval as soon as possible. I would like to see if I can get my hands on that before the Vikings do. That'd be really nice. Just to get a little foothold there. I believe that there is iron deposits here in Naval, so that I can also make that my 3rd troop producing facility. That would be very, very nice. But let's see. Let's just kind of save my game and go in for this battle here in Ulster. Here we are. Yeah, 221 versus 160. Should be a piece of cake. They have a 0-star general, and I have my 4-star king. Here we are in Ulster, and anytime you get a chance to fight in the rain while fighting as the Irish, you should take that chance, because the Irish, as you know, don't have any archers. And when the enemy has archers, they will shoot poorly in the rain. So fight in the rain any chance you get. I'll have to stop this accent. I can't do it. I can't do it. In any case, yes, fight in the rain when you're fighting as the Irish. However, the enemy, they chose wisely. They chose to fight in a forest. Now, that's not going to do as much for them as they would think, though, because my gallows glasses, well, they can cut through anything that's in that forest. Spearmen, archers, you name it. So obviously the strength of my army is going to be in my cavalry, but yes, as long as I can make sure those cav aren't fighting the spears, I should be just fine. So I'm going to move in my skirmishers first. Dartmen, kerns, gallows glasses in the back, and my cav going around the sides. My dartmen are chasing the spearmen out of the forest, and the spearmen are making a break for it because they can see a fight that they can take. They want to fight my cav. Spears on cav. It's a good fight for them. So luckily I do notice it at the last second. I pull my guys away. That is my king, so I want to make sure he does not get caught. And then I give chase with my kerns just to kind of stop this from happening. And as soon as I can get the spearmen to turn around and fight my kerns, now they are fighting uphill against my kerns, which are not bad fighters themselves, although they are outnumbered by the spearmen. So that's why I will want to turn my royal bodyguards, well, my king, around and get a charge into the rear of these spearmen. All while that's happening, my gallows glasses are coming in for support, and I'm sending my son, supported by the dartmen, to chase down these archers. All in all, a pretty simple battle, nice and easy. and there should not be too many casualties coming from this one. Nice and easy one. So I did only lose 12 men, and I was able to run down, I think, the entire army there. So yeah, I was a little bit nervous with them being in the forest, but they made the unwise choice of leaving the forest, and they made it pretty easy for me. So now the island of Ireland is all mine, which feels pretty gosh darn good. Yes, Ulster conquered. Here we go. Ransom received. So I did captured 88 men, and I was able to raise 301 florins. So yes, the Scots did pay for their men back, and I was able to make a bit of cash there. So the Mercians have the strongest military. Well, good for them. Luckily, I don't border them, so don't have to worry about it. And the stockade is completed here in Laggan. So that is the... Is that the second tier? I think that's the second tier fortification building. So that's going to allow me to build... I can't remember. The building... Oh, yeah. That's what... in Laggan, I'm going for the trader, which is going to be in the third tier building. So once I get that trader going, I can start making money off of that linen that I have there in Laggan. So muster field is finished, and now let's see. Unfortunately, the Vikings... Yeah, okay, so they're not in a good mood. I got the impression that it was only his good mood that day that allowed me to leave with my head still attached to my neck. So, you know, the Vikings did not want to be my allies. But I'll keep trying. I will keep trying. Let's see. I got a drinker here, Eogan O'Donnell. He enjoys drinking slightly more than is prudent. Most things can wait until he sobers up, but battle cannot. -1 command. Wasn't that too bad. Who would have thought? An Irish drinker. So let's go for another round 2 here. Just keep going, you know. Luckily, they don't chop my head off, so that's something that would happen in Shogun. But yeah, in medieval they don't do it. They don't chop your head off. So it's really nice of them. So yeah, here we go, Ireland. Let's drop these taxes down a bit here, and start building a watchtower right away here in Ulster. Can bring over some soldiers to make them happier, and bring over some soldiers here to Connacht as well to make them, hey, there we go, everything's green. That's what we like to see. Everything's green, and now I can start training peasants here in Connacht so that I can garrison all these provinces. I can just boost up taxes, start making money, start building my navy, go with my military, and then I can eventually invade Manau, but then also eventually invade the main British Isle, England itself. But that is all going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Conquest playing Medieval Total War, Viking Invasion. Thank you very much, and goodbye.